Very good.
Nice. I'm definitely getting sunburned, but that's all right.
Getting better.
Yeah.
I'm doing two things.
The problem
at once
that
when
I
listen
have
to a podcast.
is that it's more boring when it's at one speed.
And Nathan is an extremely efficient person.
Well, I'll be.
I know you're considering all the topics and you're thinking about them in depth.
But I'm
or
also
whatever.
thinking about.
But I just stop thinking about them and I start thinking about something else.
When
'Cause
I'm
I'm
going-
like, are you
yeah.
still saying that sentence?
Oh my gosh. You're the worst.
Maybe we should or just talk at 1.5.
So I was looking at the Carnival Cruises. And
Whoa. Don't give it all away. All right, I want to hear it. All right, here we go. Luke, what do you got?
All right. Carnival Cruise Lines is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So it's a public company on the New York Stock Exchange
Yep.
with the ticker code CCL.
Okay.
It was founded in 1972
Wow.
by Ted Arison.
Oh.
And they started off with one ship.
Yep.
What was the name of that
the
ship?
Mardi Gras.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it had a capacity
How progressive
of
for
about
their time.
very progressive.
Wow.
The capacity of the ship was about 2,800 people,
wow.
staff and guests
Wow,
included
okay.
in that number.
Okay.
So
Is he still involved in the business?
No.
Okay.
So they IPO'd in 1987.
Do we need to explain what IPO means?
Yeah. So actually, I had a fan reach out to me the other day and ask what IPO meant. Initial
So,
public
yeah.
offering.
Yeah.
That's when the share goes from private to public.
Yeah, like the company.
People
Yeah.
are allowed to go
Yeah.
and invest in it on on a lot of markets, and they can buy and sell it as much as they want.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was just owned by a few people.
Yeah. So it's
And,
like restricted to only really like institutional investors when it's private, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And there's always paperwork and whatever, and
Yeah.
then
So
It's
you go
to
and
public.
start a company in your garage, folding paper,
Yep.
and you make $1 million a year.
Yep.
No one can instantly buy shares in your company.
Correct.
There's a process.
Yes.
It's called IPO. So there you
And
go.
SPAC is one method to becoming a public company. Okay, sorry.
Cool. So IPO in 1987, July the 31st, for $3.87.
Wow, they've been a public for a long time.
They have.
Wow.
For $3.87 and a half per share.
$3.87 and a
Their
half.
market cap, does anyone want to have a guess?
$3.87 and a half. What do you mean?
Yeah, 87.
$3.87.5.
Wow.
$3.87.
So half a cent was the thing in.
Apparently. Anyway, what do
Sorry.
you think their market cap was? when they IPO.
All right. So they've got. Do they still only have one boat at this point?
No.
They got a few.
I tried looking this up and I could not find
So
how many they
we're
had.
expecting they have a few boats at this
I'd
point.
say so, yeah.
Okay. Do you want to guess?
The
What
IPO,
is this?
Are we talking about IPO market cap?
1987 IPO market cap.
At $3 something a share. 1987.
I'm going to guess $200 million.
Whoa! I'm not
Nine
gonna,
point-
whoa. Ah. Okay, sorry.
It's 9 point something. He didn't let Nathan guess.
$9.7 thousand dollars.
9.7 thousand.
It's clearly $9.7 million.
$9.45 million.
Oh,
I should have let you guess.
He started saying 7.
All right. Well, yeah. So
Okay.
market cap was $9.45 million at IPO.
bro, that's like some companies. Like that's the guy who runs Google. I feel like that's like his annual compensation.
Yeah, it's a
nowadays.
very small amount, but it was 1987.
true.
So
It's probably worth $1 billion now.
Since then, you reckon? That's
no,
all?
I don't think that's true.
Since then, it's had 2 stock splits,
Mm-hmm.
2-for-1 stock splits.
Ooh, what does that mean?
You get 2 shares.
Yeah. So if
for
I
your
own
one share,
yeah. So if
and
I
they-
own one,
Yes.
just the price changes or the price changes as well, right?
Well, the price splits in half.
Yeah.
Okay,
half
so,
as much,
so if it's $100 and
You still
I
have
own
the
one,
same
I
value.
get 2 shares and they're $50.
Yep.
And do you guys know why? Like, why would they do that?
I wouldn't. No. I'd say no.
I think. Come on.
I mean,
Luke,
as
you would
they
know,
grow,
you know why?
They want to reduce the price so that more people can buy in,
yeah.
make it more
'Cause I think
affordable for the individual
Particularly at
investors.
that point, there was no fractional exchanges where you could buy fractional
Yeah, okay,
shares.
well
right?
then.
So if you've got a company that's $1,000 a share, no one can
That's
buy
a good point.
it. So, yeah. Anyway.
So their splits were in 1994 and 1998.
Okay.
And their current stock price is $24.93 US.
Jeez, that's not much.
So since their IPO, it's a 2,573% gain.
No, when you say it like that,
Yeah, well.
Not bad.
seems like it's pretty good.
Uh,
What's that,
current
like 40
market
years
cap,
or something?
$24.32 billion.
$24 billion. That's a lot.
Yeah.
So is that? Do you know if that's a higher? And you might not know the answer to this one. Is that a higher growth than the S&P 500 in that time?
That's a
Well,
good question.
I would say so.
He would say
45
so.
years, and
That's
it's got to be over 50% a year on average.
Oh
Definitely.
well, it's a low
No.
number. It's a low number per year. Like 10% per year can end up as 2,000%
Yeah.
return
Okay.
in 40 years. I don't know. I don't actually know what the numbers are, but yeah.
You actually know?
No, I don't actually know
Oh,
what.
okay.
Yeah.
You actually know, but you're not
Well,
telling
okay.
us.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Over-
I'm keeping it to myself.
Sorry, continue. That's a tricky question.
Over 34 years,
Yeah.
the price has gone up 2,573%.
34 years. Okay.
So it seems to be
Okay.
better, I would say.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
A lot
when you
better.
say it like that, it seems like it would be,
A lot better.
but I don't know.
Okay.
There's a little research question for all our listeners.
Very good.
It's probably an easy one to Google.
Look it up yourself and find out.
A little bit about the company today. The CEO is Arnold Donald.
What?
He's been the CEO
The
for...
old two first names, eh?
Arnold Donald.
You never
he's
trust
been the
someone with
CEO
you never
for-
trust someone with two first names.
Donald
You know?
Ronald.
Sorry,
He's been the CEO for almost 8 years.
that's a no from me.
Started in
I've heard that one
July
before, actually.
2013.
Sorry.
They currently have 26 vessels in their fleet.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And the average build cost per ship,
Yeah.
I thought you said
Well,
you looked it up and you couldn't.
the
You had
range,
no idea.
No, back then.
the build
When they
ship,
up-
Oh, back.
Yes,
okay, yeah,
that's
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
right,
okay.
yeah.
the
Makes sense.
the build cost per ship ranges from $225 million
Yeah.
to $950 million.
Wow, that's a lot.
So their most expensive ship is
900.
now, it's a new ship,
Yeah.
and it's also called the Carnival Mardi Gras.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
And that was completed in late 2020.
Oh, right. So they're still building ships in 2020.
They are, surprisingly.
That is a surprise.
They must have
So-
some good cash in the bank.
Yeah.
You reckon they started it in 2018 and they were like, well, we might as
Probably.
well
Yeah.
I'm
finish
sure
it.
it takes a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably true.
So yeah, that one was almost $1 billion to build, which is
Okay.
crazy.
$1 billion.
The capacity of the ship is 5,282
Whoa.
passengers,
That's
including staff and guests.
bigger than some small towns around here.
It's quite big. And up until the 20th of February last year,
Yeah.
which is actually a year from today
20th of
back,
February. Yeah, that is.
they
It
used to
is,
pay
wow.
a
It is.
small dividend of about 1.2%, something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But because of the coronavirus, they've stopped paying a dividend on that date,
Yeah.
which are massively affected by the coronavirus.
Yeah.
I've got some numbers here, some
They
financial
actually
numbers.
instigated it here in Australia
True.
to a certain extent.
Was
Yes.
it Carnival specifically?
I think it was.
I think it was the Lady Princess or
Yeah,
something.
is that Carnival though?
Ruby Princess. That's
the Ruby
right.
Princess.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Where
Where was
thinking
that?
about
Was it in
looking that up.
Victoria? Was
thought
that
it was
here?
Sydney
No, it was in
Harbour.
Sydney.
I think that
It was in Sydney.
I
Yeah.
think that was Carnival.
So for our international viewers, what happened? So there was like a boat that came in and they were supposed to get tested or something, and then they just let them all off the boat, basically, right?
Yeah,
And a bunch of them had coronavirus.
They're just like, we can't get in trouble for this. We're just
Yeah.
going to let them off.
They just let them off.
They did get in trouble for it.
And then they did some big investigation. I don't know if anything's come of it though.
Mm.
Maybe it's still going. Sorry.
well, their numbers are pretty evident.
Oh, you got some numbers?
Based on the coronavirus
What do you got?
times.
Okay.
I've got some earnings per share for 2019
Thanks for a share. All right.
was $4.32.
Okay.
And they had 119,000 employees in 2019.
119,000
That's
employees.
incredible.
And now,
I suppose that's all the people who work on the boats. Yeah, okay.
earnings
That's a lot
per
of people.
share in 2020
Seems like a lot.
was negative $13.20.
That's like 20% of Newcastle.
That's a lot.
Work for Carnival Cruises.
That is I know, so I looked this up a couple of years ago. I know that BHP had 130,000 employees.
Really?
So having almost as many
Wow.
as BHP,
Yeah,
that's
it's
kind of
huge.
crazy if you consider BHP has multiple mines all across the world.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, they have
That's
multiple
massive.
boats though.
Oh, true. Yeah, they got
have
multiple boats across the
26.
world.
Okay. All right. I'm getting so sunburnt.
Don't worry about it. Stop-
Anyway,
stop
so
complaining.
2019, they had 119,000 employees.
Yeah.
2021, does anyone... Here you go. Do you want to have a
They got
guess?
6.
How
I reckon.
many?
6.
Six. They don't have
Six.
six.
They have more than
let me
six.
guess. No. Oh, yeah, there we go. I thought you were going to give it away
No.
again early. I'm going
Have
to
a
go
guess.
with 15,000.
Okay, well,
Oh,
What is it?
did I get it?
what do you think?
I told you.
He thinks
Six.
six.
You
He
think
thinks that
six?
they've got 6 people.
All right, well...
No,
one to
I'll
drive
guess.
each.
I'll
I thought
guess.
these...
I'll guess. So they had 119,000.
They're going to have at least one person to drive each boat. So they have to have 26.
But they don't need to drive...
The CEO and the secretary can
True.
drive
I was
one
a bit
each.
out there, wasn't I? I'll say, because of your reaction to him saying 15,000, I'll say 50,000.
Okay. Well, I thought these numbers were shocking, but based on your
What is it?
guesses, it's not that bad.
110,000.
No, they have 21,000 people working for them.
Oh, right. Oh, wow.
Oh, that is shocking.
That is,
So
that
they've
is
had
pretty
a
shocking. yeah.
Wow.
100,
I'm
they've had
shocked.
98,000 people that they've had to let off
That's
or have
huge.
left in the last
Wow.
18 months, pretty much.
That's ginormous.
Crazy.
Yeah, think about how hard it is for the people
Which
that have gone.
ginormous is a word we use in Australia for huge.
Ginormous.
For anyone who's international.
That's huge-mungus. Humongous?
And yes, well, I guess they've needed to cut
Oh,
costs because
Boomerang earlier.
Boomerang?
Yeah.
they've pretty much had no earnings
I don't know
all
what that
year
means. Wait,
for the
what?
last
They've
12
had
months.
no earnings. Yeah, true. I could relate.
Yeah, like I said, the earnings per share has gone from $4.32 in 2019 to minus $13.20 in 2020.
Oh,
In Luke's defense, I told him earnings per share was okay as a financial metric.
He did.
yeah, okay.
I was going to use
We don't
something
usually talk about it, but that's fine.
I mean,
He asked, and I was like, "Yep, do
it
whatever
gives
you want."
you some kind of
Oh,
perspective.
no, when you give the two numbers like that, that's really good.
Yeah.
Yes. And in March was their lowest price, their lowest stock price,
Oh, yeah.
March 2020.
Yeah.
They went down to $7.80.
Okay. Do you know what it is now?
Yeah, $24.90 something.
Did you buy it?
No.
You did,
what?
didn't you? What?
I'll tell you about it.
What do you
Okay,
mean,
But
no?
their stock price has run up 315%
Yeah.
since then. So I am actually a manager of a few funds here, few people's
yeah.
money.
Yeah.
And I
We
manage
should
my
point out-
girlfriend's
we should
funds.
actually, we should point out Luke has multiple portfolios under his belt. No, we already got
Say that one again.
No,
So,
I'm
Luke,
not
I
saying-
hear you manage multiple portfolios.
Yes. So
Luke,
my
do you manage
girlfriend-
multiple portfolios?
How many do you have?
So my girlfriend is
She's very trusting.
She's a pretty rich person.
trusting lady. Yes, let's say that. And
Particularly when you're buying
I
Carnival
manage
Cruises.
her. Well, yes. So I manage her portfolio as well as mine.
Okay.
I must say it's
Who's winning?
significant gain.
Not that it's a
She's
game.
winning
It's
because
it's obviously not a game, but
I don't
Who's
play
winning
around
between
enough.
you and you.
I just let her sit a lot more,
yeah.
and with mine, I kind of like play around with it all the time,
Okay.
stuff it up,
Yeah, that is the thing, isn't
and
it?
then I look at those meme stocks and I go, ooh, and then lose
Okay,
money.
so tell us your buy on the
Anyway,
Carnival
bought it
Cruises.
in at $12.50.
Oh, that's cheap.
Bought 20 shares.
Awesome.
Sold at $17.
Oh, that's a good trade.
Yeah, I mean
How
it was
long-
fun.
Do you know how long you held it for? Like 6
A
months?
few months.
Yeah,
4 months, 5 months,
months, yeah.
something like that.
that's a little gain. I like it.
Yeah, I also bought GME on her portfolio, not mine.
How's the FOMO of knowing that it's $24 now?
Oh, yeah.
Are you feeling
Not
alright?
that bad.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
It's not
You
that
got to stay
much.
strong.
So is now a good time to buy it again, though?
I would not be buying it.
What's its all-time high?
With the vaccine going on.
All-time high.
yeah,
I
you-
do
you
not
mentioned
have
it.
that here.
No, what's it go up to? You've mentioned it, haven't you?
I haven't.
No,
No,
he just mentioned the current price.
Oh.
24.
current price. Yeah,
We don't know the
it's
all-time
been
high.
near $60 per share. I know
I'll look
that
it up.
much.
Oh, wow.
Keep talking. I'll have a look.
Yeah, so I would not buy this share just because of the
Oh.
uncertainty of the coronavirus, and it's
Ah.
really
Because it wasn't uncertain before.
well, it's
He's showing a lot of
direct.
maturity since
I
5
bought
months
that
ago.
because of how low it was,
Yeah.
but it's and also it was just a bit of play money, but
It's a bit of fun, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
lots of fun. But it's directly affected by the coronavirus, and no one's going on cruises at the moment,
Mm.
especially with 5,282
I
other
just
people.
locked myself out here.
Oh, no. What, you can't get into your own phone?
I'm gonna have a look at the earnings per share here.
It didn't recognize my face with my glasses on
Oh,
it.
no.
Now it's my email and password. I can't remember what that
your
is.
email?
What has happened?
Are you joking? I don't have my phone here. I was going to look it up myself, but...
What's the all-time high?
I said I'm going to look at the earnings per share, but I meant the all-time high.
Okay.
So the all-time high of Carnival Cruises.
Yeah. Here we go.
69,
Da-da-da-da.
420.
What do you guess? It probably is
That's my guess.
69.
69, 420.
Okay. 420.
420, 60... Nah, I don't guess that. That's way too high.
Wow.
What is it?
I cannot find it here.
Oh.
You got to get the little graph. You got to go to Google, get the little graph.
I mean, yeah, I could do that.
What are you using?
What do you-
Steak?
No, I'm using Google, but I
Oh,
typed something
stock
else.
price.
I didn't look at the
Definitely
chart.
would have just used steak. That's what
I
was-
tried steak. It
would've
has
automatically
52
gone.
week high.
Yeah, what's 52 week high?
Well, I don't have it in front of me now.
That'll still be all-time.
42.86.
Okay.
But
And it's
If
at,
I put
it's
it
at
in the-
24 now, is it?
If I put it in the graph,
27. What'd you say?
the highest price I can see here is 71.65
71.
in January 2018.
Right.
It was at 71, and it went all the way down to $7.80.
Right.
Imagine being your classic retiree that's just trying to make a bit of a dividend portfolio of
Oh,
safe,
yeah.
standard. Oh, I love Carnival Cruises. I go on Carnival Cruises all the time. You
Yep.
buy in at $70, an unexpected pandemic happens,
Goes to 7.
and then you really need the money, and you have to sell off a few shares, and it's like, oh,
Yes.
rough.
That would not be good.
Okay. Very good.
I mean,
Okay,
yeah, that's all I have to say.
Nathan has no feelings, so it doesn't matter. But
He don't care about old people.
No.
Well, thank you.
No, old people are good.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
shout out to Dad.
Just generally, the concept of dad. Not specifically Isaac's dad, because he's very young.
To all dads.
I was talking about your dad who watches this
No,
podcast.
he's very young too, though.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Bunch of whippersnappers.
So,
Let's
great.
push on.
So it is it's a not buy. Is that right?
Oh, hell no.
Okay. You mean hell yes.
Unless you like a bit of risk.